What's up, everyone? I'm Redtail, and this is the drive home. It is still Tuesday night. This is a bit of a different shift I had tonight. I got put on an underage event, which is between the ages of 13 and 17. You can enter, but you do have to provide either legal identification or school identification with your face and your date of birth on that. Which I guess that's good, but most people above the age of 16. At this event had their learner's permit on them, which was a majority of them. Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a complete and utter lie. There were so many of them. I don't have ID. Well, unfortunately, you will not be entering this event. And it's really weird saying this, but we knew which girls were above the age of 13. It was very easy to tell. I'm just going to let that sink in. You can guess that for yourself. I'm not going to go into detail as they are underage, and anything in that regards would be considered probably a crime. But no, tonight was easy. So goddamn easy. I will point out the reason that nothing has been really done for the drive home for the weekend of the grand final was that it was so big the weekend. It was I ended up editing down, it was still 20 minutes long. And then because of some stuff that happened over that weekend, there are some issues going on at the moment. Not legal issues, but some issues that at the moment needed to be kept behind closed doors. And some people that I work with, when they saw the rough cut of what I was working, they're like, yeah, nah, please don't do that. You're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble if you post that. It's okay, I won't. I'm still sick. Not as sick as I was on the weekend, but still pretty bad. I didn't train at all. Oh my god. I did not train at all yesterday or today. One of the reasons today is my dad had his car in for a service. I was if he needs to get called somewhere to say my auntie's or my grandfather's, and he can use my car. We were 5 hours tonight. That was pretty good shift time. All things considered, it was 5 until 10:30. Which, all things considered, one of the reasons I said, oh yeah, I'll work tonight is because I know I already have a shift on Saturday, and I know that is most likely going to be more than my 5 hours there. So it is easily going to be above a 10-hour week this week. But most of the night, getting back to tonight, what the actual topic of the video is about, tonight was really easy. It was a cakewalk. Now, one of the rules with working at an underage event is that it's hands-off no matter what, unless they quite literally have to throw the first swing at you. Now, if I have a 16-year-old, pretty much 15, 16-year-old, not so much 15-year-old, but if I have a 16-year-old that's going to take a swing at me, that's nearly a full-grown man trying to take a punch out of me. Now, if I have even a 12-year-old or 13-year-old with a blade on them, I'm going to bury them until they are asleep. It's a bit too far, but you get the point. There are certain rules that are in place. It's okay, yes, we understand that that's a rule and that's a law, but that law is fucking wrong. Again, I go back to the point of when a 16-year-old tries to take my head off, it's free game. So if I can see that he's not going to stop, I'm going to finish it before it even starts. That is not even for my own safety, or whether that be for anyone else I work with. I'm not going to list the names because I'm going to have to go beep, beep, and just have to beep all these guys out. I'm not even going to bother doing it. But they're realistically, the staff's safety, so the security staff and the venue staff safety is my priority. Patrons come second to that. It's a fact. When something kicks off in a nightclub, it generally turns into oh, there's two patrons fighting each other, and as soon as a bouncer jumps in, everyone is fighting the bouncer. It doesn't matter that these guys are trying to take their heads off each other's head off a second ago. It always goes to, we're going to try and fight the bouncer. But it, like, really, underage is simple. No vapes, no smokes, no alcohol. We had two people tonight that got removed for being intox. They had already, one of them I could instantly tell what he had, and it was fireball. I could smell it as it was coming out of his mouth. And there was another one that was okay, he wasn't throwing up, but you could just tell that, oh yeah, he's done. And there was a girl that tried coming in who really should not have been putting her hands where she was putting them. And you could just, she had, you could smell bourbon on her breath. It was like, no, love, go home. When I say bourbon, it's like, for a little girl like that, it's easy to get drunk. If I can get intox relatively quickly on stuff like whiskey, it's gonna be, when I say relatively easy, I'm still gonna be quite a few drinks in, but if I can get drunk on that stuff relatively easy, and 14, 15-year-old girl's gonna get drunk on it very quickly. So other than that, I don't know if I'll be working Friday. I hope I do. But if not, depending on, it doesn't matter when I work. I will check back then for the whatever day it is. What's on this weekend? And there's no big event on it. So whatever it is, I'll check back then. Oh, that's oh gosh. Oh man, that sucks. Okay, it is now Sunday morning. We just finished a shift at and they didn't need me over here on Chapel at, which is, you know, it sucks, but not bad. That, I think, is around now a 9.5 to 11 hour week, which is, oh joy, a booze bus. Please, 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 please. If there's a cut here, I had to do a breatho. There's no breatho, but nevertheless, I was puckered then because, you know, for whatever reason, they need to pull someone up. Quotas. So overall, relatively chill night at and anything that happened. Stood around outside probably for the first 2.5, 3 hours, and then just didn't stand around upstairs, was just walking around, essentially not only doing my job but also doing stuff for the bussies as well, just cleaning all the glasses up, you know, general safety shit. Because the way I look at it, and the way that I would teach a guard how to do it, is look at it from a safety perspective, not just for the patrons or the staff, but also yourself. By removing glasses from the situation and putting them behind the bar, it essentially is like you're removing a potential weapon from if something were to kick off. Not saying that it would, right? In the unlikely circumstance that an altercation kicks off and a glass is used, it can be then used as like, well, where's the SOPs for safety here? There are none, which is why I like to clean up glasses essentially as they are left out, and will also dictate on how busy not only I am, but also if the floor, example, the rooftop, is super packed, I'm not going to go around doing that, because it's just, I need to be focusing on everyone else in the venue. Like, sure, okay, a punch-on is not great, but once glasses are removed, it removes that risk of, hey, someone's going to either get cut in the face or in the throat and accidentally be killed, or extremely maimed and or disfigured. But I had another guard with me tonight that he was wanted a lift to Chapel Street, because if they didn't need him at he was going to go down to another place called, which is just off Chapel Street, It's essentially like a corner block there. The entrance is on the side street, but it's still like people say, oh, it's still on Chapel. Oh, that's great. So my fuel gauge just dipped to 2 bars then. And I can hear it as well. Like you can just hear not the engine as a whole, but you can just hear like the way that when things rev, it's not like that fullness, it's more of like a tinny like instead of that fullness, it's a bit more hollow tinny sound. I didn't get a chance to speak to when I was there at because he got moved off from because of stuff that happened on grand final day that I'm not going to go into nor try and explain, but he got moved off. I don't believe it's forever, but for the time being, for the foreseeable future, for the known foreseeable future, he's done. So like, if I'm not needed there, I'm not going to hang around. Just like, okay, to go back inside because it was relatively cold out. Okay, so that's one person gone. And the other guard at the door were busy checking IDs, and doesn't work there anymore. So it's more of like, okay, what's the point in me hanging around when everyone's doing their job? That's what happens when I work at when I'm on the front door, like people are there, and it's like, well, what's the point in us hanging around this spot when he's got to do his job? And I see that. I can see it, like the look in their face, like, fuck, like we want to talk to you and hang out with you, but at the same time, we are being paid to do something here. Sometimes happens to the bar staff when there's a big lull for them anyway, but there's a bunch of stuff going on for us, and like we can see it's like, yes, we do want to talk to you, we want to hang out with you, but, and the but gets in the way of everything, especially when you like one of the girls that works there. But that's beside the point. Am I going to get anything when I'm driving home? I should have gotten Colonel then. Actually, no, I shouldn't have, because that's KFC on, it's probably one of the worst KFCs that's not on Elizabeth Street. I'll just get something from McChuckers on the way home. I'll probably get 2 burgers or something. Okay, before I continue to drone on, and I need to turn off these lights so I can conserve fuel as best as possible, I'm going to end this video here. So don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see any more I can't speak right now. If you want to see any more content. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!